Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back, and I'm here for a little counter reading and a wrap up on my Friday reads. Yeah, I'm going to talk about what I did read in over the weekend. So that's a wrap up. A wrap up of Friday reads sounds a bit weird, but I suppose anytime you talk about what you read recently, it's kind of a wrap up, isn't it? Yeah. Surprise, surprise! I didn't read all the books. I did read. Well, I did technically read 3 books. Well, I didn't finish 3 books, but I read in 3 books, and I finished one book. So yeah, and also yeah. First, I was planning to go away on Friday, and not end up not going away to sisters until Saturday. I still bought I still bought 5 books. Also, was not counting all the audiobooks on my phone, so I didn't read that much. But, I mean, you'd never know when you're gonna read stuff, and the worst feeling in the world. One of the worst feelings in the world is being in a place, having time to read, and not having anything to read, like not having books with you. The worst. So yeah, I tend to overpack books, but yeah. So I focused mostly on skandar or enhjørningstyven, which is a Norwegian translation of scanner and a unicorn thief. So it's kind of just directly translated. This is an arc. I got it from work. I work in a bookstore. Yes, in case you didn't know. So yeah, I started this on a boat yesterday. My sister lives well, like a boat right away. Boat right away. She doesn't like live in Corona, but yeah. Um, and yeah. So this book is it's kind of interesting in a way because I didn't hear about it before this year, and then I heard about it. I heard a title, and then I heard what it's about. I was like, oh, a Melongrade with dangerous unicorns? That sounds interesting and quite new. I mean, unicorns, for one, I would say unicorns aren't really that often in fiction, or if they are, they might be like in a fiction story for 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, but like in a fiction story for anyone above 4, not that often, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have some unicorns in like classic literature, like I think might be mistaken, but I think unicorns are kind of like a creature that happens like comes across in different mythologies and stuff like that, like different like folklore and stuff, like old stories. But they're more or less always like graceful and nice and stuff, and this is scary unicorns. I mean, yeah, it's based around a story where teens have to ride the unicorns, so it's not like they're impossible. I mean, you can tame them in a way, like you can ride them, but like even if it's your own unicorn, your unicorn can get mad at you and bite you, and so it's kind of a scary role, I would say. So yeah, and yeah, this just concept fascinated me. Then when it came out, it got not great reviews here in Norway, so that kind of made me think like, oh, do I want to read this? Because like, do you want to read books that have not great reviews? But then also often when I think about like okay, so a lot of books kind of have the same thing where you hear about it sounds cool like from the concept, and the reviews are so or in the beginning everyone raves about it, and then someone points out that this and this controversy or this and this part is not good, and then you start thinking maybe you shouldn't read it. But then I also think, well, technically, I don't really think there are any books out there in the world that everyone loves. So I mean, if the book sounds interesting to you, uh, and maybe suppose maybe also try to read, except for it. But if it sounds interesting to you, why not try to read it? And I suppose if it's not for you, you can just DNF it. So yeah, so I did get it as an arc from work, and I read it over the weekend, and yeah, I finished it more or less in one go. Like I read a lot of it on, I didn't read a lot of it on the book, but it wasn't that long. But yeah, I read a lot of on it, of it on Saturday, and then yeah, I actually finished it on Saturday. Yeah, so I read it in like 2 or 3 sittings, I would say. Like I put it down for a bit, but not for a long time. And yeah, I did really enjoy it. It has a map, which is always cool. I like the world that it exists in. It's an urban fantasy, so there's England, but then this setting it's mainly in an island close to England. But I'm never really given a name to an island, if I'm not mistaken. But like in the map, you can see that. So here's like the island, and then you see England, Wales, and the island. It just says the island, which is, I mean, shouldn't it have a name? Maybe it's kind of something wrong with the translation. I don't know. It's kind of a bit weird. But yeah, so it's an island that wasn't really a thing before, but then 13 years before this book, the island appeared, or like made itself known, and like, hey, everyone else, unicorns exist and they're dangerous. We need your help to, yeah, to help to deal with them. And then, yeah, so it takes place in this unicorn riding school. And then, I suppose that's it. Of course not, of course, but yeah, when you're riding unicorns, you also get magic, and the magic is based around elements: earth, wind, water, and fire. But surprise, surprise, there's also a fifth element that's not talked about, but it still exists. And yeah, so I'm not just gonna say that. And yeah, I enjoyed it. There's, as I said, there's a map reading, which is always cool, and not really something you often see in urban fantasies. But and then there's also chapter titles, which I love. I suppose if I'm gonna if I'm gonna say anything like bad about this book, I would say that it could be funnier. Like it's good. There's good characters, good plot, good story. But I would say like the funniness of it, like the jokes in it, aren't that good. Good. It is a debut book, and like the one of the like recurring gags is a fart joke, which probably lands much better if you're 10, 11, which is the age range of this book, like the target range. But I still enjoyed it. Like I would say maybe I had very low expectations from the reviews. And I read it, I'm like, I liked it. I liked it. I'm definitely gonna be reading on. I'm thinking that you probably might enjoy it much more if you're in the target range, target audience. But I did enjoy it. I give it five, 4 out of 5 stars. So yeah, definitely a book I would say you could check out if you want interesting middle grade. It's definitely worth a read. Yeah, it's not Amari, it's not PJO, it's not Arusha, but it's a good book. It's worth your time. And it's also a debut book, so I mean sometimes debut books kind of can kind of read, but they're debut books. They're not amazing, but yeah. So I finished this one, and then I also read a bit in Strong Poison by Dorothy L. Sayers, a Lord Peter Wimsey story. I'm still like very. You see, I'm doing a bad thing here. It just looks like I don't have a bookmark. I do. I'm dog earing this one. Yeah, I dog ear. Um, this one at this point in time, I have 4 chapters in, but yeah, in a weekend I've read 2 chapters, and yeah, it kind of starts with the trial of a woman, and she's at trial of she's accused of murdering someone with arsenic, and Peter Williams thinks she's innocent, even though a lot of the evidence is in her favor, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I can't say more, but I suppose he's trying to prove her innocence. That's kind of what the plot is about, and that's more or less where the book starts. So yeah, next on, I still kind of plan or want to read Portrait of a Scotsman. I've thought of reading it all month. Still haven't. Well, I've read like a page, but not more. But I still want to read. It's a bit weird because like this book has like been a book that I've what's the word again? Anticipated for a long time. It came up last year. I bought it early this year, and I still haven't read that much in it. I don't know. I suppose you can anticipate books without being in a mood for them. I don't want to. I think I might pick it up soon. Hopefully, my brain will be in a mood for that. And then I'm also next gonna read Them Sava, which is a non-fiction book about language. It's a library book, which I'm supposed to return it late this week. Next week? No, this week. So yeah, and I for a moment that I have had less, but actually I have quite a lot to finish in it, like all this part. But it's a easily read book, and because of my finger, I can't go to my internship because going to an internship in a cafe with water, you shouldn't have water on your bandage, and I can't cut, so there's a lot of things I can't do. I can go to my usual job in the bookstore because you can go to a bookstore with with one hand, but in a cafe it's a bit more difficult. So yeah, I have more time to read. So hopefully I'll get to these two. I'm thinking at least this week. And yeah, I didn't read this. I want to read more in this, but yeah, I haven't read much in it this weekend. I'm thinking I might read it later this week. And yeah, that's kind of my little. Oh yeah, and I will also listen to the audiobook of Kind of Cursed by. You know what? I'm gonna check what she's called. The author. It's Kind of Cursed by Stephanie Fournette. Fournette, I'm gonna say. And yeah, it's a romance, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just a lovely story. It's a bit of a magical aspect to it. Though. It's just tiny, but yeah, it's kind of cursed in there, so it's kind of in there really. And yeah, I'm just loving these characters and this cast of characters setting the story. Yeah, it's just so good in all the elements, like the humor, and it's just good all around. Great all around, not good. It's great all around. It's my first book by this author. I'm thinking that so far I'm enjoying it so much. I'll probably check out more by her. And yeah, definitely check out Kind of Cursed. Highly recommend it on audio, though I suppose it's a good story, so you can probably enjoy it as paperback as well. But I'm really enjoying it as the narration is also like what makes it extra for me. So yeah, I hope you have a nice Monday evening, day, whatever it's for you. It is soon evening for me. I'm gonna enjoy it. Of course, well, I will not enjoy it, but yeah. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye.